Welcome back to the Lanterne Rouge Cycling Podcast, the recap of Stage 20 of the Giro d'Italia, the final mountain stage from Gemona del Friuli to Piancavallo. Similar to the Monte Grappa stage last year, they have a sort of plain 133 k's, a couple of climbs in the middle, but really just flat, and then two big climbs. Same climb, rather, that they do for 2 reps of Piancavallo. 15 k's, 8%, but first 9 k's is 9%. The last 4 or 5 k's is only like 5.5%, so big draft there. Very technical descent off it. Like, there was almost no front camera moto because of how tight it was. They had to get them out of there. Good road service, but very technical. Then there's a 20k valley, fast valley, and then they go and do it all again. It's a fast climb, normally pretty high watts because it's from more or less sea level, and it's steep from the bottom consistently. So it doesn't go to high altitude. It's very steep. It incentivizes going hard at the bottom. And yeah, this episode is brought to you by NordVPN. You will forgive me if you see my eyes darting. Benji's given me permission. The Boucle de la Mayenne Queen stage, which is slightly lower altitude than this Queen stage, is ongoing.
Okay. Now, about this Queen stage, though, we had some preset parameters, Patrick? When it comes to the white jersey, Piganzoli was now just over a minute behind Eulalio in the white jersey. So we were looking at whether Piganzoli and Visma Leasebike could allow Piganzoli to go for that white jersey on the final climb. Next to that, Ciccone is now 44 km points ahead before the stage starts on Vingegaard in the Maglia Azzurra classification. So to keep in mind, first Piancavallo climb, 40 points. Second Piancavallo climb, 50 points. So Ciccone ideally gets some points somewhere to secure it compared to Jonas Vingegaard is basically the story I'm trying to say here. Nonetheless, break formation felt a bit calmer than I expected. Is that fair to say? Because we had a breakaway, a 7-man breakaway that evolved out of not the craziest breakaway formation I've ever seen, with the likes of Jonas Geens, Manuele Tarozzi, Axel Huns, Jack Haig, Larry Warbass, Leknesund, and Silva. That's a rouleur breakaway, right?
Yeah, and I'll take your word for it being calm because I was...
relatively.
Well, I was on a plane, so I'm actually near the Circo Massimo in Rome now. Well, I'm not right there. I'm inside a hotel room. But yeah, it was really not like it wasn't a hard break to control. I mean, it's the last opportunity, but I guess the last romantics, Ciccone, I think his best chance to secure KOM is sit in the peloton and just sprint because like no one that goes in the break can threaten his KOM lead, right?
Because like, what's Visma Leasebike going to do? Are they going to explode the first Piancavallo climb to make sure Ciccone is dropped so that Vingegaard can take the points on that climb without Ciccone taking any points? No, Visma won't take that risk. So from the peloton, there's that certainty that either the breakaway takes away the points for Ciccone on that first climb, or next to that, we'd come into a situation where Ciccone can do it from the peloton himself, reacting to Jonas Vingegaard because the tempo in the peloton wasn't extreme enough, and he doesn't need to beat Vingegaard from the peloton either. Just get close enough to also take points that would also secure it. So Ciccone was in a luxury position. I said it yesterday, you said it yesterday. He was looking pretty good for this classification after yesterday. So unless Vingegaard was going to do something insane today, he was not going to lose that. But like you said, easy to control breakaway. Visma Leasebike kept it at, I think, about 4 minutes, roughly maybe 5 minutes on the flat portion. And it's a long flat portion here, but I got to confess, I went to nap time. And when I came back from nap time, we had the start of the proper climb. But Patrick, you're outside of your home country. How are you watching? NordVPN?
Exactly. If you want to stay up to date with what's happening in the cycling world, if you got your eye on Boucle de la Mayenne, you got to keep your fingers on the pulse of everything. You got to use NordVPN. Say I want to watch the Mets lose tonight late, on their Saturday evening game. I need NordVPN because you never know if your app for whatever you're watching is blocked in a certain country. And I take managing my fantasy team extremely seriously. I actually don't know if it's going to be blocked.
If you want to see the Mets lose, you can just watch any other match they've done this year. So,
yep, that's harsh, but unfortunately and very sadly true. But that's the cross I must bear for myself. But But yeah, during Grand Tours or traveling, it's useful constantly. When I'm in a hotel, NordVPN also encrypts your connection so you're not relying on completely unsecured public Wi-Fi networks. It's really simple. You open the app, click connect, and you're basically done. So to get the best discount on your NordVPN plan, go to nordvpn.com/LRCP. Our link will give you 4 extra months free on top of the 2-year plan, and there's no risk. With Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee, the link is in the description box. It also helps out the show. And yeah, I will be watching my fantasy team using Nord tonight. I wonder how many other people in the center of Rome in the old city are watching it, but I will be.
Self-torture. Either way, we went to the first Biancavallo climb, and in the peloton it was Tim Rex pulling faces and pacing quite hard, actually. I think there was a moment where Vanderlei tried to get a bit of a head start on the climb to maybe go for some KOM points. That was my assumption, or try to get away on the climb, and Rex just pulled him back with utter ease without upping the tempo too much there, and the gap to the breakaway dropped from 4 minutes all the way to 2 minutes in the span of the first half of this Biancavallo climb. And there was a moment in the middle of the climb where, well, first of all, when Tim Rex pulls off the front, he's a liability to everyone. He's like horizontally, vertically, diagonally, all across the road, goes
He's
back
inverted.
and forth a few times. He almost hits every car and cyclist in the way. It's a shocking sight. That said, he was clearly empty.
He's like Tom Cruise in the movies when he's in is it the thing that spins you, like when you're an astronaut doing training and it like spins you upside down and around?
The G-force thing.
Yeah, he's inverted. Indeed. And he showed something to the... Did anyone get to the bottom of what he was trying to show on his bike computer to the camera?
I think his watts is my assumption.
His average watts for the pool.
Anyway, I'm happy for him. He probably did pretty high watts based on his performance there. But, okay. Midway the climb, Jonas says something to a teammate, goes to the side of the road, stands still for 20 seconds, and rubs the top of his tire a little bit. I assume he maybe thought there's some little rock stuck in it, maybe some nails somewhere, I don't know. Either way, he gets back on the bike before the group is completely past. But I don't know if you properly saw this moment.
But that is a classic thing to be like, does he have coal in the legs? Like, you know, when you're like, my brakes are rubbing. It's like, nah, you just got coal in your legs. He's maybe just thought the uphill was harder than he thought.
Talking about coal in the legs, I think this moment of Jonas doing this caused Visma to settle the tempo down a little bit. And Eulalia was struggling up to that point. I feel like on the first Biancavallo, Eulalia might have struggled more than on the second one.
Nah, I think Eulalia was bluffing the last 3 stages, honestly.
Okay, you think he's that kind of pacing type rider?
Yeah, I think he was bluffing.
Okay.
Because how can you be so good on the second rep when they definitely went harder at the bottom of the second rep?
Yeah, but he dropped yesterday on the second climb. And then came back 2 descents later.
I don't know. I feel like there was an opportunity to beat him in the white jersey competition if Visma changed their pacing in some of the stages. But they went... Yeah, the way it was Piganzoli had to do it on the final climb.
Yeah, we'll see if that happens or not. But the rest of this climb basically is Visma Lisa bike starting to pace slower because the tempo now makes the gap sit at 2 minutes until the top, basically. And because that breakaway of, I think, 4 leftover riders, maybe more of that, goes over the top first before the peloton, it leads to a situation where Ciccone's jersey is basically secure already over the top of this climb. So, yeah, I think he was happy at the end of the day is what I'm trying to convey.
He must have been nervous, though. With the rate the gap was going down on the steep section, he must have been they're going for the KOM jersey.
That said, I think his lead before the race was 54 and not 44 KOM points, because otherwise him being safe at the top of his first Biancavallo does not make any sense here. But there was a move, though, at the top. It was not directly Ciccone, but Arietta and Crescioli. So Arietta, UAE rider, Crescioli, a talented rider on pole that is rumored to go to UAE in the future. We'll see about that. They went over the top of this climb, and Ciccone responded to it, thought they were going for KOM points, even though his jersey is basically secure. He doesn't even need to sprint these guys for the KOM points, to be clear. But he does it anyway. He beats them across the line. I don't think he clocked that they were going to continue in the downhill, because Arietta and Crescioli continue in the downhill and try to gap towards the breakaway. Bridge, sorry, and they do so in the process in the downhill in the first part of the valley. So we suddenly have a larger breakaway now, and Arrieta plays a role here because remember yesterday, Patrick, lots of drama between Ciccone, between Rubio, all indirectly related to or directly related to the Red Bull sprint because Rubio is leading that classification and wanted to secure it yesterday. Turns out that Arrieta went into that attack today, took the Red Bull sprint in the valley, and is now leading that classification without Rubio doing anything about it.
Yeah, I had no idea.
He can secure it. He was sleeping.
I actually had no idea about this. Forgive me that there was like other people within shot of the Red Bull classification. It is 15,000 euros, so you know it's a fair amount.
It's more than KOM.
It's more than KOM, but yeah, like Rubio was because he moved up. He was there. He was caught napping.
Fascinating. Anyway, Arrieta's now leading. Tomorrow's there's another sprint, and I think every sprint gives like 12 to 15 points. I think 15. So it's definitely up for grabs. So it's 2 points difference if I counted correctly in my head. This could be completely wrong between Arrieta and Rubio now. So we might have a Red Bull classification battle going on in tomorrow's stage. But does anything else happen before Piancavallo 2? I don't think so, eh?
Just Ciccone doing the descent, Vingegaard taking it easy. Yeah, like Vingegaard didn't change bikes, so maybe he did get, like I thought he was going to change bike in the valley. They went through some tunnels. Were you surprised no one tried on the descent? Like, I think both of us kind of, we'd given up.
Yeah, I've given up. I gave up after stage 11. When we had the Colle de Scioli, that second last medium mountain in the paper district stage, that was the moment for me. I didn't believe in it yesterday and today as much as I did on that stage 11, where it's like a hectic medium mountain stage, you know?
Yeah, but when I saw basically Ineos had Haig ahead, and he was going to get over the climb for the valley, and they had Bernal with Ineos and Aronsman, I don't know. Like, you could make a gap on that descent. That was a properly like tricky descent. I mean, but yeah, I also didn't expect it to happen, frankly.
Yeah, not anymore. But it is funny that Cole has not been attacked in a single descent in the entire Giro d'Italia. It is really funny. But hey, it's not a weakness if nobody exploits it. Well, maybe it's still a weakness, but it's not a functional one, is what I'm trying to say. But we get to the final Piancavallo climb. Again, it's the same climb we just had. Gap is about 1 minute 45, maybe 2 minutes at the foot of the final climb for the breakaway riders, but we both know that that's going to get caught on this final climb. And the peloton starts the final climb. We've got Visma bike pacing. I think Campanars did the last portion of the first Piancavallo, and maybe Lemon did the start of this last Piancavallo, is how it is going in my head. And is it me, or did Pellizzari insta drop at the foot and was unable to help Hindley in any way, which after yesterday's effort is somewhat understandable.
Yeah, he dropped. We saw Kuss struggling. The guys that were in the break yesterday paid for their efforts. Ciccone also dropped early. But yeah, basically Campanarts pulls off, and it's just Bart Lemon who paces. So no one else really controls or paces except for Bart Lemon, who was very good on the Passo João yesterday.
Yeah.
He comes into his own today and basically drops Kuss off the wheel. Kuss is gone. It's like 11.2 Ks to go. The last 5 Ks are flat. They're not flat. They're 5%. That's not, I'm embellishing, but it's like 5.5 Ks, not hard at all. And yeah, well, then thinking, what's Vingegaard going to do? He obviously wants to stage. Piganzoli starts sliding. Piganzoli then starts sliding. You're like, whoa, this is how Visma tried to get too much. And they're getting their fingers burnt from being too greedy, Benji.
I can't look at that way, because at the end of the day, either Piganzoli wins wide or he loses wide. There's nothing to lose by Piganzoli dropping, you know? Like, sure, his top 10 position, but in the grand scheme of his Malisa bike, that's a completely irrelevant goal. To Piganzoli, it's nice, but in the grand scheme of the team, Maglia Rosa's the most important. Lots of stage wins has been great. Whether they can get KOM or the white jersey or keep Piganzoli in top 10, that's an added bonus. That makes sense?
Yeah, exactly. You don't pace all day to then adjust plans so that you can get the you try to get the theoretical white jersey minute for Piganzoli when you've got a stage win layup maybe hanging right there.
Pause. What is the live situation in Boucle La Mayenne? Because you're looking sideways a few times. What's happening?
3.5 Ks. I think Sparfell has been caught. There's insane motor pacing going on. It's Pedersen. Brennan's blown up. Pedersen's closing all the groups down for a small group sprint. I think he's on his own with Trek, but Brennan might be coming back behind. I don't know where Cosnefroy is. It was Noah Isadora, I think, attacking. Now they're just showing trees. There's too many trees. We need to cut down these trees. An attack from an EF, attack from Thibaut Gruel. Then Pedersen reacts on it. Man,
is Gilmore still there?
I do see an NSN.
Ooh.
And I see maybe a Benoit Cosnefroy. The thing has been stuck at 3.5 Ks for 2 Ks. I have no idea how far they are to the finish. There's like a flat bit coming.
Okay, we'll continue with the Giro, and you can start shouting if something happens.
Barre wins.
But to be honest, we started seeing a lead out up to about 10.7 kilometers to go. And after that lead out, Jonas Vingegaard attacks. Only Felix Gall can follow, and then eventually gets dropped about 200 meters later. So Jonas Vingegaard's tempo on this climb was too hard for Gall to follow. And at that same time, like you said, Piganzoli was being gapped by Eulalio behind that a little bit. He then eventually comes back to Eulalio for a bit on the climb as well. But Jonas is now catching breakaway riders one by one on this climb. And spoilers, rides to victory. And I'm going to be an absolute jerk right now, and I'm going to force this upon you, Patrick. Virtually, once the gap hit a minute, he did a whoa.
I think it's Thibaut Gruel or Tranchon's riding away with it. Pedersen's been rolled one too many times.
Ay. Okay.
Nah, don't worry about it. They're catching him.
Vingegaard off the front. Gall's in second position GC-wise, is dropping back to the group of Hindley and... what's his name?
Hindley and... G. Aaronsman got dropped again. Bernal the savior. Bernal saves Aaronsman on the steep section, but luckily, for G, it became very clear, okay, Gall keep going, G is going to catch Gall in the 5% section. When it levels off, the absolute watts are going to, be good for him. And then also Bernal then, okay, so when G gets to Gall with Hindley, is Hindley going to pace? Because then the only one that can gain is G, because he can move above Aaronsman in GC, but then he either can't, or Bernal's just pacing too hard behind. That group they all come back together and sort of nothing happens.
There's a moment we missed where Aaronsman was being paced by Bernal before G and Hindley caught back up to Gall, where Bernal was pacing so hard, Aaronsman was crumbling off his wheel, talking to the radio, etc., to try and get Bernal to slow down the tempo. And I think that's what G and Hindley saw, what led them to attack across towards Gall. But like you said, by the end of the climb, it came back together. There's a bit of fun, though, in the group behind, because in the group of Eulalio and Piganzoli, they were together for most of the climb. With 1.5k to go, Piganzoli moves to the front of the group, starts to accelerate the tempo, and then the shot goes away. We go back to that group, and Eulalio has aura attacked Piganzoli. To me, this looks like it's a dog marking his territory. This attack is completely unnecessary, but it's awesome, and he wants to do it, and I like it.
I think Eulalio has just been the most aura-filled rider in the... Cosnefroy, he wins. No one can stop him. Cosnefroy just wins GC on the stage. Thanks for coming. 2 wins in 1. Eulalio has been the most aura-filled rider this Giro.
Yeah, I think so too. Yesterday... was it yesterday? No, not yesterday. 2 days ago, on the Muro Calipoggio, the fact that he attacks there, that shouts aura to me. Like these moments that no other GC rider is willing to attack, the fact that he goes there, those are the ones that makes me love him quite a bit this time. It's also a hell of a breakthrough, It's an absolutely deserved result. And also, the fact that he finished ahead of Piganzoli means that he does secure that white jersey that you and I both thought he would lose it today. Because based on the climbing performances a week ago, he would have lost it. But he just climbed better.
Yeah, he climbed better today, and also Piganzoli wasn't as good today relative to where he was in the other groups. So, huge from Eulalio. Vingegaard wins his 5th mountain stage. Visma win all mountain stages. Goal second on 115 with Hindley G West. Aronsman more or less same time because of Bernal's pacing on 119. Eulalio 203, Gap, Stora, Piganzoli, and Caruso. Caruso was always marking Piganzoli being there in case Eulalio got caught and to protect him. Wout Poels finishes 11th on 321. GC, 0 changes in the top 11. So, yeah.
It was a bit of a sleepy stage.
It was a fizzler.
It was like watching paint dry until the last climb.
Well, yeah.
It was pretty bad for a final mountain stage of the Giro, I'm sorry.
And we got to call a spade a spade. If Pog was doing this, we'd all say this was a boring Giro. It's not been that entertaining on the uphills.
Yeah, I think that's...
You can say that.
I did enjoy... what stage is it that I enjoyed? Don't actually remember. Was it yesterday? I think it might have been yesterday that I did enjoy.
Yeah, yesterday was a good... Yesterday was...
Pila, maybe?
Yesterday was about to be really, really good and then was quite good instead.
Yeah, it's... I think we're properly going to judge the entertainment level of this Giro d'Italia in our proper recap we do after this whole Giro is done for. But you said it already, Jonas Vingegaard is the winner of this Giro d'Italia. We can say that already. Yes, there's one stage left, but it's a sprint stage. And we don't hope that a leader crashes. So in my brain, I've accepted his victory by 5 minutes 22 on Felix Gall. This is an important question, Patrick. Right now, the gap is 5 minutes 22, which means 60% discount on joint cycling. But what if tomorrow in the stage, he chooses to celebrate with his team a minute behind the peloton, losing time in GC? Oh, you got to do it now.
The discount can't go up anymore.
It can go down.
It can go down and it can't go up anymore. Therefore, you should go for the discount now. And listen, maybe people already did it and they locked in 50%, but now it's the maximum. So
I've seen a lot of people in the YouTube chat saying that they're diamond hands hodlers of the joint cycling discount, and I reckon they're gonna lock in today.
I think so. 522. If Vingegaard gives back 30 seconds, you lose 10%. So I reckon he'll give back 30 seconds tomorrow.
Oy, oy, oy. Well, or what if the Rome circuit is neutralized for GC?
Oh, could be.
I would lock in today, just in case.
Yeah, I would lock in today. All right, that was the last mountain stage. No GC changes in the top 10. Bernal was really, really good. He was more than good enough to win from the break, but breaks don't happen anymore. So I guess you can't really fault him for the way he raced the last week. I mean, what's he going to do? Go in the break and not win because the breaks don't win. He finishes top 10. He saves Aronsman's 4th. He's going to finish 5th. We'll do a wrap up on Monday. We're not doing the procession stage tomorrow. Benji doesn't want to do it. Not on me.
This is not an accurate representation, but it is true. I'm not sure I'm allowed to say this anymore. Last year, I went on a rant against procession stages on the day of the procession stage of the Giro, and the entire comment section was ruining me. So I will say, I love procession stages so much that I'll respect them. I respect the Giro d'Italia so much that I'm going to abandon the race before it finishes. I'm doing a Valgren.
There you go. Yeah, so tomorrow we have a flat sprint in Rome. Can Trek save their Giro? That's like the final. The KOM doesn't save the Giro. Can they save the Giro, Benji? They're coming in from the airport.
Does it save it? If Milan wins tomorrow, it doesn't save it for me. Just a mid-Giro then for them.
Yeah. Fifth KOM and a stage. Yeah. It's not horrific. It's still like, it's better than a lot of teams.
Yeah, you're right. And also, I want to last minute pop something in here. I am going to make my usual Grand Tour tier list on my Benji Nassen channel. I'm going to record it tomorrow, so it's going to be up on Monday or Tuesday, roughly. So that you get it with the Giro LRCP recap. You've got a lot on your menu, listeners.
Go and check that out when Benji. Go and check that out when Benji drops it. tomorrow's stage in Rome, technical circuit, best leader wins. I'm going for Paul Magnier. I can't go past him because Jasper Stuyven, I think, is the X factor.
Yeah, I agree with you. But the only way I can win this prediction competition is if I pick a rider that is not Magnier. If Magnier wins tomorrow and I pick Magnier, you win the prediction competition. I have to pick Milan and hope that Milan wins. That's
Really?
the only way I can still win this. And I'm not even sure I can mathematically still win it. Then again, is it only stage wins or does GC count? Because I've got, well, you're getting Jonas, I think we both got. But I have Hindley in third place, so... Or did you as well? If GC counts, I think I'm good.
I don't recall the scoring system for GC.
I don't recall it existing in the first place, which is a problem.
Yeah, I think it's just stages. I think it was just about stages. I think you're trying to find new angles to like score more points because you're behind.
So I'm seeing Patrick versus Benji Grand Tour picks in the chat right now. I'm going to try and subtly bribe you with money under the table. Please get
You were Jonas double Bora.
What?
You were Jonas Pellizzari Hindley. You bought into the Pellizzari hype.
Yes.
I think I went in order of odds. I think I went Jonas Pelli goal, maybe?
I think you did. If GC counts, you're fucked. If GC doesn't count,
why?
I've got a dinosaur suit on my head.
Why?
Because 1 and 3 is better than just 1, eh?
I would have had goal in one of them.
Did you? But not on the right spot.
I didn't have double Bora.
There's no GC scoring I see in chat. Okay, I give up on that.
Okay, yeah, you're done. Put a fork in him.
If done. In the chat, Benji picked Milan in the week before preview, so if Milan wins tomorrow, I take the lead by 2 points.
It's like a triple point. It's like in the NBA 3-point contest when you use the special ball that counts for double.
Okay.
All right, I'm going
Milan,
Magnier.
I'm fucking begging you, man. Sprint fast, please. I don't want a dinosaur suit.
They have to get it right. They have to get it right.
Okay. Watch Giro Women this afternoon.
Giro Donna starts today. Late start. They're still... Holy shit, they still got another 2 hours left. They're finishing at like 7 o'clock at night.
Weber's going to win. It's over.
Yeah, Viva's going to, but still 7 o'clock at night. Okay, thanks for listening as always. And we'll see you with the overall recap on Monday sometime. Until then, ciao, ciao.